Only in North American Christianity can a woman be a Bethel worship leader, nominated for a Dove Award, and still be a practicer of Islamic mysticism. Hey guys, your friend Spencer here. Bethel Church, what can I say? The sky's the limit with how far their heresy can go. And my position has been that these people, Bethel Church and Hillsong, and much of the end-day New Apostolic Reformation and those charismatic type churches, they're not Christians. They're using the vocabulary of Christianity, but these people are actually heathens. They're practicing Eastern mysticism, and they're not Christians. And I want to show you a video that has caught my attention and show you what these people are doing. I want you to just see this video. They've got into a worship service. They've got themselves all worked up into an emotional frenzy. And then they take a break and explain some concept here. And I want you to hear this. Yes, that's called getting dizzy. That's what happens when you twirl around, but that's not where she's going with this, so just watch. Okay, so what they're doing there is basically your typical charismatic interpretation of the scriptures. She's saying, I feel like the Lord was telling us we need to spin around here during our service, and she said Zephaniah 3:17, the Hebrew for that is to spin with wild, violent emotion. Well, let me show you Zephaniah 3:17, the Lord thy God in the midst of thee is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. Now, I have no clue where you are getting spinning from that verse. Okay, the danger. See, I'm a King James Bible guy. I've always believed that way. I just believe that there is a danger in correcting the Bible. I don't see anything in there that could say that this is a spinning practice or anything like that. And really, that's the danger when you start playing the Hebrew and Greek games, because there's so many people that they have used Hebrew and Greek as a tool to make the Bible say whatever they want it to say. This verse in Zephaniah 3:17 does not teach that you are supposed to spin around in a charismatic frenzy in a church service like they do here in this video. Just watch this. This is not Zephaniah 3:17. Okay, that's not true. That is not Bible-believing Christianity. Okay, it definitely is not Zephaniah 3:17. But as they get into this service, they're already worked up into a tizzy, and they're just gonna start twirling around here like a bunch of crazies. And I mean, this stuff just baffles me. What you see here. And they just take a break and just start spinning around like a bunch of yahoos here. But I mean, just look at what she's doing. She just works up, and she calls this worship. Okay, there's another woman on the stage with her that I want to point out to you, and this woman, her name is Amanda Cook Lindsay Cook. That's her name. Now, this woman is actually on the stage in that video. You could see her in the background there. And this woman is signed as a worship leader with Bethel Church. She actually has an album out, as you can tell, with them. And she just posts all kinds of stuff about traveling with Hillsong United. The funny thing is she actually is signed as a worship leader with Bethel Church, and her Bethel Church is actually producing her records for her. She tours with Hillsong, and so they're all, basically this entire group is all working together. But her Twitter really tells on her. Now, this is one tweet. I won't won't deal with this in this video, but this is one of her tweets. My hope would be that we discover, along with the love of a kind and good God, our own worthiness of that love, because we were designed for it, we were created for it. She's saying that God loves people and that we deserve that love. That's pretty well, that's off the charts heretical. You don't deserve the love of God. The Bible says God commended His love for us, and that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. That doesn't mean that we are worthy of it. That just means that God demonstrated His love for us. And the beauty of the love of God is that God gave it even though we weren't worthy of that. So this woman's a false teacher. She's a nutcase. But I want to show you this little beauty of a tweet that she put out. And this really caught my attention about her. It says in this tweet, and this was put out August 18th, 2019, and it's still up as of today. Your water, we're the millstone. Your wind, we're dust blown up into ashes. Your spirit, we're the opening and closing of our hands. You're the clarity. We're the language that tries to say it. Your joy, we're all the different kinds of laughing. And I thought to myself, I have never heard that in all of my studies of Christianity. I've never heard anything like that. And it's said by Rumi. So this woman is quoting somebody named Rumi. And I thought, I've never heard of a Christian teacher named Rumi. I mean, I know a lot of different kinds of people, but not that one. Well, I had to look up who Rumi was. And now, keep in mind, this woman is a worship leader at Bethel Church, and she's traveling with Hillsong. She is a person who has albums out that she sings and all that stuff. She's on the stage with Hillsong, traveling the roads, and she's quoting somebody named Rumi. Well, Wikipedia.com, the old faithful encyclopedia of the internet, says Jalal al-Din Muhammad Rumi, and more popular simply as Rumi, is a 13th century Persian poet, Islamic scholar, theologian, and Sufi mystic, originally from Greater Khorasan. Rumi's influence transcends national borders, ethnic traditions, and goes through and gives all that kind of stuff. Basically, Rumi was a man who is an Islamic mystic. And this woman, Amanda Lindsay Cook, is quoting Islamic mystics on her Twitter page. You can go look it up yourself. It's there. I'm being very transparent with you guys, showing this stuff, showing the actual articles here on the screen. Now, if I was pastoring a church and I got on Twitter one day and one of my staff members was quoting Islamic mystics on their Twitter feed, I would, first of all, immediately, I would end their employment at the church. I would fire them instantly. Second of all, I would sit down and have a long talk with them and ask them if they were truly even saved. Because, I mean, that's like quoting Adolf Hitler or Joseph Stalin, or, I mean, why don't you just quote Mahatma Gandhi while you're at it? And not in a historical reference. You're actually quoting what they're saying and promoting it as a good thing. Okay, and that's what this woman has done on her Twitter page. She is actually quoting an Islamic mystic, a 13th century Islamic mystic, on her Twitter page. And look at the comments. People are like, oh, that's so beautiful. That's so lovely. Awesome. Oh, beautiful. Wonderful. Got 182 likes on the Twitter feed. And so really, just as a Christian who cares about people's standing with God, I really worry for Amanda Lindsay Cook's salvation. Why would you do that? Why would you quote an Islamic mystic? But let's go back to that video and these people twirling and getting all worked up here. I want you to realize, and this has been my position, that Hillsong and Bethel Church and all these people, these are not Christians. These people probably have a spirit of divination on them. And these people are going to be part of the one world religion. Now, when you get into Islamic mysticism, you have to get into something called Sufi dancing. Now, if you'll see here in the video, this man explains what Sufi dancing is so that the Western world can understand. Take out the black cardigan, cleansing yourself, abstract from worldly things. And shows this man doing what's called a Sufi dance, which is very common in Turkey and the Islamic world. Okay, so he explains there that when you spin, you're saying Allah, 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 and that's basically what it is. And so basically it goes on to explain, and I'll just tell you real quick, Sufi dancing is a form of Islamic mysticism. It is actually a practice of meditation in Islamic mysticism where they actually feel closer to God as they perform this act of spinning around. That's what, I mean, this is just what people have. Now, the problem is a lot of Western audiences don't know this stuff because this isn't your culture. A lot of this stuff happens in Turkey, Eastern, European Islamic practices. They do practices some in the Middle East, but it's more of the Eastern European groups that do this stuff. And so he practices Sufi dancing here in the video. And he says, you feel close to God when you do this. You spin around and you feel close. The Creator is closer to every creature than your jugular vein. And so he goes on just to demonstrate that for us, and we see that. So, but I want you to know that this is a very common practice in many religions. Matter of fact, the American Indians practice something very similar to this with rain dances and stuff like that. And as you can see, they're just, I believe those are the Comanches that are doing, you know, a dance where they kind of get worked up into a tantrum and they just spin around and dance around. And really, that's been very common stuff with you know, false religions for a very long time. Now, I want to just show you this just for information's sake, so that you can have this. Sufi whirling, according to Wikipedia, it is a form of physical active meditation originating with the Sufis, and the Sufis are the mystic brand of the Islamic world. And it says here, let's see, this is sought through abandoning one's nafs, ego, or personal desires by listening to the music, focusing on God, and spinning one's body in repetitive circles, which has been seen as a symbolic imitation of the planets of the solar system orbiting the sun. That is on the Wikipedia page. It is notated in this article here. You can actually go look that up yourself. And so just so you know, here on the Wikipedia page, what Sufism is, it is a Islamic mysticism, the inward dimension of Islam. And so just want to throw that information out there. If you want to do your own research, you're more than welcome to do so. But I want you to see this. The Bethel Church is practicing an Islamic mystic practice, and actually their worship leaders are actually quoting Islamic mystics on their own Twitter feed. Now, the worship leader is going to come out here and he's actually going to explain why they are practicing this spinning routine, and really it's a very bizarre explanation. I want you to hear this.
Yesterday, Stephanie gave a talk in here, similar to what she came up and said up here about spinning, about dancing. And in physics, there's 4 fundamentals that basically hold the universe together. And one of those is gravity. And gravity doesn't work without spinning. The planets, the solar system, the entire universe is in a constant state of spinning. So what looks like chaos is actually what God put in place as order. What looks like chaos is what God said, this is what's going to hold your world together, is spinning. I spin over you. The planets spin around. The galaxies spin around. So when your world is feeling chaotic, get chaotic with your body, because that's actually God's version of finding stability. That's God's version of putting you on track. That's God's version of finding your path, because it's the rotation that keeps Earth on a steady path. Find your steady path. Get wild. Start spinning. Start spinning with God. See His spinning over you.
Okay, now I'm going to set my microphone down here. We made a video called Third Adam, and in that video we explained that the false churches, Eastern mysticism, Eastern religions, the occult, all the entertainment, all of that is the same thing, just with different labels. This video here, with the examples we've given you, are clear evidence that that Third Adam documentary we have done is absolutely correct. Bethel Church is not a Christian organization. These people are not born again. These are wild charismatics. These are, I don't even know if I could call them wild charismatics. I don't even know if I should say that anymore. Really, these people are spiritists. They are generic religious people. Now, that being said about these folks, my question for you is this. If you're a Christian, why would you want anything to do with this? If you are a Christian, why would you want to sing their songs in your church? Okay, let's say that, like, let's say that Mahatma Gandhi was alive today. Okay, let's go back a little. Let's say Osama bin Laden was alive today, and he wrote a song that sounded Christian in its vocabulary. Would you sing that song? Of course not. You wouldn't. You think, well, that man's an enemy to Christianity. He's a terrorist, whatever. Well, I mean, the Bethel Church people are not too far off in their theological positions from Islamic mystics. I mean, they're practicing the same things. They're quoting this stuff on their Twitter feed. Amanda Lindsay Cook is quoting Islamic mystics on her Twitter feed, and then she's getting nominated for Dove Awards in the same year. How kooky can this get? How much more insane does this have to get for you to realize that this is not Christianity? This is Spiritism. This is generic religion that is not Bible-based. These people are not saved. They're not born again. They're not Christians. They have a whole lot more in common with Islamic mysticism than they do Bible-believing Christianity, let alone old-time religion. So why do you want anything to do with them? Why are you promoting them? Why are you going to their conferences? Why are you using their music in your church? Just a thought. Really, the music is the fruit of a bad root. I'm taking your eyes off of the esoteric crystalline voices and all the euphoria and all the I'm taking your eyes off of that and pointing your head down to the doctrinal roots of these people and telling you there's death in that pot. You do not want to eat of that fruit. It may seem so sweet and so beautiful, but yeah, it's going to kill you. All poison tastes sweet. And you ingest it, and after a while, you've ingested too much, and I can't help you anymore. You're done. So these churches are subverting good Christian people. They are infiltrating undiscerning ministries, and I fear for many people. I fear for a lot of independent Baptist churches, really, that are messing with this stuff, because the generational impact that's going to have is going to be very bad. And so I'm not here to argue music. I'm not even here to argue smoke coming off the platform, purple lights. I'm really not here to argue any of that. I'm telling you that this doctrine of these people is horrendous. It's time you wake up for that. Guys, for more information, go watch our video on the third Adam. That's been up for over a week now and had a massive response to that. Go watch that video for yourself. We provide a lot of information there. Pray about donating to our ministry. That way we can bring better stuff to you and bring more content to you, more quality content to you. Pray about channel membership on our channel. We love you guys, and we want to try to get the truth out. Help us get these videos out. Expose this stuff. And we'll thank you guys for all your help. So God bless you, friend.